What's happening, NXPT? This is Andrea. I'm here for week 3 of your nutrition videos. So the first week, Kara and I started you off with figuring out how many calories you should be eating every day, how to break that up into meals. Last week, we went into some snack ideas to keep you fueled and energized throughout the day. If you are looking for those videos, you can go to the FRC channel on the website, and you can also go to the FRC Facebook page. I posted a ton of healthy snack ideas that have all the calories and macros listed out in picture format, so super easy, so check those things out. This weekend, or this video, I'm gonna be talking about, spoiler alert, the weekend. So I know you guys are really putting in the work Monday through Friday in the gym, but we can't neglect the elephant in the room, which is what is happening on the weekend? What is happening Friday night, Saturday, and Sunday that could possibly be sabotaging all the hard work that you're putting in all week long? So I'm going to go over strategies for how to stay healthy on the weekend. I'm going to talk about eating out since things are opening back up again and people are venturing back out into social situations, restaurants, all that stuff. And then I'm also going to talk about alcohol. And so you have to stay to the end because I'm going to talk about alcohol at the end and it's going to be awesome. If you guys have any questions, you can put those in the comments and Kara or I will answer them. You can also message us on Facebook or Instagram or come up to us and ask us in the gym. So the first thing that I want to say is that you do not want to be overly restrictive during the week to just let it all loose and fall off the wagon on the weekend. You want to try to be balanced all the time. Remember that your weight and your performance in the gym and your fitness is an overall result of all the inputs that you're putting in all the time. It's not just, one day or one meal or one workout. It's everything over time that matters. And so you want to try to find a balance and having that be, doing things during the weekdays and getting into that routine, but also on the weekends, keeping some sort of normal routine or making healthy choices on the weekend as well. So kind of just to illustrate to you guys what the sabotaging effect might look like that you might not notice, kind of the boiling frog effect is that you're a frog boiling in a pot of water, but it's so gradual that you don't really notice. And so what could be possibly ruining your progress is that, here's my graph. Every day of the week, Monday through Thursday, you're eating only 1,200 calories. And then the weekend comes along and Friday, Saturday, Sunday, you're eating 3,000 calories. So that's my graph. And those are my calorie days of the week on my little bar chart. And so you can see that 1,200 calories Monday through Thursday, and then 3,000 calories Friday, Saturday, Sunday. On average, you're still getting 2,000 calories a day, which might not be enough to support your weight loss goals if that's what you're looking for. So that's a importance of not like totally restricting during the weekdays and then totally blowing it on the weekend. We want to try to seek balance every single day. You don't want to do anything that's too extreme because then you're more likely to just overdo it when you let yourself let loose. And one thing that I always say to all my clients is that eating isn't cheating. So think of where your mindset is at with nutrition and with everything that you are approaching nutrition with on a daily basis. So eating is not cheating. We all need to eat, and you want to make the best choices every time you're putting something into your body. You do not want to reward yourself with food. So this is especially, I think it's easiest to just see the example with kids, right? You don't want to try to bribe them or give them food rewards. You want to reward them in other ways. So the same thing with yourself. If you have been making it to the gym every single day, you want to reward yourself on the weekend. It shouldn't be going out to eat, or it shouldn't be with a cheat meal, or it shouldn't be with alcohol. It should be with a non-food reward. So are you going to have you're gonna go exercise or buy yourself a new pair of shoes or buy yourself a new workout top or pair of shorts or something that's non-food related to reward yourself for your good behaviors. So non-food rewards is huge. And then the other thing is just progress over perfection. We are, like I said, a result of what we're doing all the time. So what you do most of the time, it matters what you do only once in a while. So there's 365 days of the year. There's 3 meals every single day. That's almost 1,100 meals over the course of a year. All those opportunities. So one meal, one food item is not going to derail your entire progress for the whole year. But if on the weekends you're going so far overboard with drinking, not working out, eating, going way over your calorie needs, and you're wondering why you're not getting the results just by putting in work Monday through Friday in the gym, it's time to kind of take a look at that. And holidays are going to come up, special occasions, which is perfectly fine to enjoy those and eat the foods that you like. You might be eating more than you necessarily need, but if that's happening so infrequently, out of 1,100 meals of the year, that's not going to make a big impact if you're only doing that a handful of times throughout the year. But if you're doing it every single weekend, that adds up to like a significant amount of the time over the year. So just kind of think of what are you doing on the weekends, and evaluate your eating patterns, your sleeping patterns, your workout patterns. One of the things that made the biggest difference for me was actually splitting my days off from the gym. So I used to go to the gym Monday through Friday religiously, and then on the weekends when I was younger, I would go out and party, not sleep enough, be drinking, be eating after I went out, all these things. And I was wondering why I wasn't making progress in the gym. Well, it was because I was taking 2 days off and just going out and partying and not doing things that were good for my body. So what I did was I changed my days off so that I had like a Sunday off and then like a Wednesday off, instead of having Saturday, Sunday, 2 days of just like, So still working out on the weekend, choosing one day and making sure that you're still going to the gym. That way, like on Friday night, you're like, oh, I want to go to the gym tomorrow. And you're maybe you're maybe going to make better choices. So think about your workout schedule and think about, could you fit that into your schedule? So taking one day off during the week and then only taking one day off during the weekend and still having some exercise on either Saturday or Sunday. So that might be something that works for you. So let's talk about eating out. So super exciting. Restaurants are opening back up. I went to a restaurant the other weekend and it just like felt so good to be in there and be able to order food and sit down, and there's other people in there. I know it's a little bit different, but we are going to be getting back to that. And so with restaurant food, the problem is that the portion sizes are so large, and there's usually like 3 or 4 days worth of fat and salt in those foods. And usually not a lot of protein. Protein's really expensive, like meat and fish and things like that. So the portions of sugar and fat and sauces and carbs, those tend to be much larger and a lot more than we need. So my number one recommendation for going out to eat at restaurants is look at the menu ahead of time. So most restaurants have their menus available online. They won't necessarily have all the calorie and like macronutrient breakdown, but at least you can get a glimpse of the menu and you can make a decision when you're not like under pressure, like trying to talk to your friends, trying to figure out what to eat. So look at the menu ahead of time and decide what you're gonna have. Try to make it similar to a meal that you would eat at home. So if you remember, we had our imaginary plate that we drew a line down the middle of, and half of your plate is going to be non-starchy vegetables or some sort of color. A quarter of your plate is going to be lean protein, and then a quarter is going to be carbohydrate, or maybe even less. And so try to stick to getting lean protein when you're going out. You want to look for things on the menu that are grilled, baked, boiled, and or steamed. You want to avoid things that are like greasy, fried, au gratin, anything that has like additional like sauces or creams or hollandaise sauce or all these things. You want to ask for those on the side, and then you can control how much goes on to your meal. So look at the menu ahead of time. When you get to the restaurant, be the first person at the table to order, because you have already made the decision. I think a lot of people don't realize how much social influence we get when we are in a social situation. And so if you're the last person to order, everybody goes around the table and they're all ordering all these fried, greasy, meals, and then you get to you and you're like, well, I looked up what I wanted ahead of time, but oh, that sounds so good. And then decision fatigue sets in, and then you make a less desirable choice. So be the first person to order, ask your server questions, be like, hey, is butter added to this? Is this cooked with oil? Are there extra seasonings? Can I get this on the side? They're there to provide a service with you, and don't feel bad or guilty for asking them questions or asking for requests. They'll let you know if they can't do it, and that's not a problem. If they can't substitute a side salad or a side of fruit for the fries, you can just tell them, we'll leave the fries off if you don't want that. When you get to the restaurant, and sometimes there's like a first course, there's either like, if you're at a Mexican restaurant, there's like tortilla chips, or you're at an Italian restaurant and there's like bread. You can either ask for that to just not even be on the table at all, just say, you know, I don't need that. Or what you can do, like at a Mexican restaurant, what I love to do is to ask them to bring you a side or a bowl of the fresh cut raw bell peppers that they already have cut and prepped in the kitchen, because they use those for the fajitas, and just ask for the raw veggies to come to the table with the delicious healthy salsa that's super low in calories, and then guacamole, which is not low in calories, but at least it's the unsaturated fat, so it's super good for you. And instead of tortilla chips, dip the bell peppers in the salsa and the guacamole. And so you're still getting the crunch, super delicious. You're getting some veggies, but you're not getting all the salt and fat that is in tortilla chips. You can also just ask them to not even bring it to the table at all. Your entree, again, they're normally like way more than you would ever make or eat at home. And so a couple of options here: you can either split an entree with a friend. You can ask the server to package up half of the meal before they even bring it to the table. You can also just ask for a to-go box, you know, when they bring out the meal, if they don't, if they can't box it for you. And then another thing is really important to remember is you don't have to finish your meal or finish all your food, or you don't have to take the leftovers. If you just want to eat half of your entree, just eat half. You've already spent the money. So it doesn't matter whether the food is going into your body or not, the money is already gone. So a lot of people think like, oh, well, I don't want to waste my money. I don't want to like waste the food. The money's already gone. You already are purchasing that meal, whether you eat it or not. And so don't worry if you don't want to finish it. And if that's or if you don't like it, like then just don't eat it. Okay, what else? So things to look for: grilled, baked, broiled. I think most of us kind of know the healthier options. Ask for sauces on the side, or just have them off, and then you can control how much goes on there. But again, like overall, if you like want to go out and eat something at a restaurant that you absolutely love and it's not the healthiest choice, just don't do it all the time. What you do most of the time matters what you do only once in a while. Pizza. Everybody loves pizza. And what I recommend is try making pizza yourself at home. Have a pizza party. It's super fun. You can get whole wheat dough, olive oil, or pizza sauce, put a ton of veggies on there, put some chicken sausage, and then very light cheese. Cheese is like a flavor enhancer, and so you really don't need a lot of it, because the flavor is coming from all the vegetables and the sausage, or the meat and the sauce. And so you really just need like a sprinkling of cheese. You can also make the crust super thin when you make pizza yourself at home. If you go out to a pizza place, you can look for things like the thin crust, or if they might have whole wheat at some places. Gluten-free is not necessarily healthier. If it's gluten-free, it's just rice, which if you really don't tolerate gluten, then that's fine, but don't think that gluten-free is healthier, because it's just rice. And I would recommend getting like a salad and starting with that, and then trying to get some protein. The hard thing with pizza is that like the meat that's usually on it is usually so high in fat, you're really not getting a ton of protein. So if you get like a side salad, and they have, you know, chicken or something, get some protein that way. But making it at home is super fun. So I hope some of you tried that out. I think most of us know kind of the things to avoid at restaurants. Okay, so talking about alcohol. So alcohol has calories. Some people forget this. So our calories from food come from carbohydrate, protein, and fat. And we can store all of those things in our body, right? Protein obviously is the structure of everything. So your hair, your skin, your nails, everything is made out of protein. So we have that in our body at all times. Fat is stored in our body, and then carbohydrate is also stored in our body. So those calories can be stored. The calories from alcohol can't be stored in our body. So our liver has to break down alcohol and excrete it as soon as possible. It's like poison. We're like, we can't do anything with this. We got to get it out. And so alcohol calories are literally extra calories, because when you consume alcohol, your body kind of has to put the metabolism of carbohydrates and fats on hold so that it can metabolize the alcohol and get it out of your system. And your alcohol sends a message to your body to get that out through excreting it through your urine. And so it's going to increase you having to pee, which if you're drinking enough alcohol, that could potentially dehydrate you. So my recommendations for alcohol, first of all, you know, they always say if you don't drink now, don't start. But if you do drink, do so in moderation. Well, what the heck's moderation? Moderation is 1 drink a day for one drink a day for females, or 2 drinks a day for males. And no, unfortunately, you can't save up all of your drinks and then have them all on the weekend. That's a per day amount. But what you can do on the weekends to kind of control the amount that you're going to consume is you can kind of set a goal ahead of time. Like, I'm only going to have 2 drinks and then that's it. I've been enjoying those like boxed wine because it's like half a bottle. And so that's only 2 glasses of wine. So that's an easy like kind of portion control thing. But you can set a limit ahead of time and then tell your friend, your spouse, your partner, whoever you're with, be like, hey, I'm only gonna have 2 drinks and then that's it. And then what I recommend is to have a glass of water in between every alcoholic beverage. And so over a period of time, in an evening, if you're having alcoholic drink water, in that same period of time, you're gonna end up having less alcoholic drinks, and then you're keeping hydrated at the same time. So that's kind of a strategy there. And then in terms of the type of alcohol, so most liquor for about 1 ounce or 1 shot has around 100 calories. If you are only concerned about the calorie amount, vodka, gin tend to have lower calories than other liquors. But really, I think that you should consume, eat, and drink things that you like, because part of our health is our happiness. And so if you are just hyper focused on only the calories and you're just drinking like vodka soda, but you don't even like vodka soda, but you're just drinking it because you heard it's the lowest in calories, like that's not really the best approach, right? If you want to have a pint of IPA that has 240 calories, you know, you can do that, but you just want to do that in moderation and adjust your food intake, your calories the rest of the day. And just think about like, what's your goal? And like, look at the big picture. Would you rather have a pint of beer that's 240 calories, that's an IPA that's maybe higher alcohol, and only have 1? Or would you rather have like a lighter beer that's only 96 calories, but you're gonna have 2 of them? So it really just depends on what you like, and then like what your goals are, and then just keep the big picture in mind. Using mixers that are lower calorie or 0 calorie is a good idea. So if you're out at restaurants, that's probably going to be things like, you know, soda water or like diet soda. If you're at home or you're making your own, you can use things like the bubbly water that has no calories in it. I would stay away from the hard kombucha. Some people think that that's like healthy because it's kombucha, but it's not. And I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the live cultures in the hard kombucha are likely not making it to your gut, and likely not promoting like your healthy gut bacteria, because one of the alcohol in the beverage and also your stomach acid is like neutralizing that, or killing it, excuse me. And so if you really like kombucha, like regular kombucha is totally fine. It's, you know, sometimes it's a good alternative for people than like a heavier beer, but just don't think that it's like healthy for drinking that. What I would recommend if you really love kombucha is pick like an alcohol that you do like to drink, and then just use the kombucha as like a little bit of the mixer non-alcoholic kombucha as a little bit of the mixer, so you can get that taste, that effervescence. People like that bubbly kind of effect that the kombucha has. And let's see, what else? Alcohol, not only is it kind of like extra calories, but another problem is that it lowers our inhibitions. And so if you're drinking, you tend to not be fully there to make the best decisions. It lowers your inhibitions, so you might be more likely to like snack or eat foods that are not very healthy. So keep that in mind and try to kind of limit or be in control of your intake there. Make sure that you're eating first. You never want to drink on an empty stomach. Alcohol is absorbed in our stomach versus where all of our nutrients are absorbed lower down. And so if you don't have food in your stomach, alcohol is able to be absorbed very quickly and you'll feel the effects right away. So make sure that you have a meal first. Don't skip an entire meal just so you can drink alcohol. You should just adjust your day so you're having a little less carbohydrate at your meals, a little less fat. You never want to skimp on protein. If you're planning to drink one night, you want to make sure that you're still eating regular meals and you're not skimping on your protein, but you can have a little bit less fat and carbohydrate to kind of even out the calories if you are concerned about like weight management there. And what else? So not only making sure that you're eating before you're drinking, but you need to be really cautious and really plan well with drinking alcohol surrounding exercise. So I don't really recommend that anybody drink alcohol before they exercise. Just for fun, I have done a beer mile, but I don't recommend that. And I especially don't recommend trying to drink an IPA and then running a mile. But besides that, I don't think most people drink alcohol before they're exercising. But after exercise, especially like after races, alcohol is like a pretty big part of post-race celebrations. And so just a few things to kind of keep in mind, and you guys can take the information and then make decisions for yourself. So the first thing is that you should always have food first, like no matter what. You need to get your recovery nutrition in within an hour of a race or exercise. So food first, make sure you have the 3 R's of recovery, which are protein, carbohydrate, and fluid. And then later on, if you want to have some alcohol, that's okay, but just make sure that you've eaten first. And then if you are having alcohol, just keep this in mind. Think of what's next coming up for you. And if there's, you know, another race or important workouts, or you're trying to meet body composition goals, you might want to rethink that celebratory alcohol. And here's why. Alcohol impairs your body's ability to recover. It doesn't allow you to restock your glycogen stores. It impairs your sleep quality. So you're not sleeping as well, so you're not able to get up and train or work out as well the next day. And so alcohol has all these kind of negative physiologic effects on us. When we are in like training race mode, you might like in season, like a lot of athletes will have like a dry season and they will limit or not drink alcohol during their competitive season because of all these negative consequences. So just something to think about. Again, there's other ways to celebrate. There's other ways to reward yourself. It doesn't always have to be alcohol. The time's going to pass. The friends are still going to be there. Everything is going to continue on, even if you don't have a drink. I've gone 40 days without drinking before, and it's hard at first when you are surrounded by people and everybody has that first drink and they're asking you, you know, do you want something? And I discovered that after that first drink, nobody even notices. So you can do it. And if you have any questions or any thoughts or ideas yourselves, put those in the comments or send those to us. And I hope this was helpful for you guys. If you want to see anything else on these videos, just let us know. I would love to talk to you guys in the gym and hopefully see you guys out at some of the outdoor workouts. Bye.